Hello, welcome to class 8 of the Archicad 23 online course. In this class, we learn to work with DWG references and we model underground level using slab, wall, column, and beam tools. So to begin, we're gonna insert some DWG references to model the house. But here, an important explanation concerning DWG references needs to be done. I'm gonna use these DWG drawings made on AutoCAD. So here I have basic drawings with walls, axes. And you could ask me, do I really need to draw on AutoCAD first to work on Archicad? No, you don't. You can start modeling direct on Archicad, and including you can use line tool to draw a sketch. So here in document, you could use the line tool in worksheets, and it's perfectly possible to create your project entirely on Archicad, not using AutoCAD in any moment. But in some projects, making a basic drawing in AutoCAD can really help you to do a faster modeling on Archicad. And in this course, the reference can help the students to model a project never seen before. So let's start. To put a DWG drawing as reference, I will create worksheets. Going to Project Map, we have Worksheets. Here, click with mouse right button, New Independent Worksheet. Reference ID is a logical sequence to organize the elements. I will keep, and here I will type underground. Create, and you see here it is created sheet. It is an independent 2D sheet. Go to File, External Content, Attach XREF. I will just show this method quickly, but I won't use it. I'll keep scale 1 and 1. I'll click Browse and select Underground here in DWG References or Land or House. I have this file, Underground Floor. I will open. Retry because my file is open. I need to close it. So here I will close this file. This AutoCAD file, here I'll keep, and coming back to Archicad, I will select again, underground floor, open, I will skip all, here I'll click to insert the origin point, OK, you can use fitting window to fit the drawing in your screen, and here I will check the scale using measure tool. I have this ruler. I am working centimeters, so here I need to have 2000, that is 20 meters, and here 50 meters, 5000 centimeters. And when I place a drawing as XREF, it remains like a direct link to AutoCAD. So making some changes on AutoCAD file, you can see the update inside here. In the AutoCAD file, I could make a rectangle, for example, so I will open again on the ground floor. And here I could I'll do a command here, a rectangle, just to show you an example. I will save. And after saving, I need to close this file. And here on Archicad, File, External Content, XREF Manager, select the drawing, reload. I'll click OK, and here you see the update in my drawing. Another manage option in XREF is about layers. Control L to layer settings. Below all Archicad layers, we have the layers that comes from AutoCAD. And here we can open or close some layers to manage the project. Okay. But I have to say that XREF method has presented many problems since Archicad 22. Sometimes the draw doesn't attach, sometimes it disappears. So I prefer to use the external drawing method. Considering it, I will detach the drawing. File, external content, XREF manager. I will select and detach. Remove XREF attributes. Okay. And now I will reinsert my drawing with another method. Go to File, External Content, Place External Drawing. I will select again Underground Floor, my DWG file, Open. Drawing unit, I will keep custom millimeters 10 by 1. Place. I will insert in the origin point. I'll check the scale with Measure tool. So here I have 20 meters by 50 meters. In this case, the drawing comes as a block, and I don't have the option of managing layers separately. The drawing belongs to one of my Archicad's layers. Here, Arc5 2D drawings. I will repeat the same steps to insert other drawings, so let's accelerate the video to see it. Going on our project, we're gonna show these drawings as reference. So in my navigator, double click on underground. So underground floor is active now. Click with mouse right button in worksheets underground, mouse right button show as trace reference. The drawing is displayed. Clicking in this icon, trace, you can turn on and off the reference. And here in this black arrow, we can see some options. Click tracing reference. And this box, I can keep here to manage references. First, the button to turn on and off. Beside, list to select the drawing to be shown. It could also be above or below current story. Switch reference is to alternate the views between worksheet and story. Here I can drag reference, rotate, reset, update. I can change the reference color, so it could be blue, red, orange. I'll keep it purple. And here I can control opacity. Active, I can set my drawings color in stories. For instance, modeling here, I will model a slab and a wall. These elements are my real constructive elements. And here I could change, for example, for red. And changing active color, I could make this contrast between them, or simply keep the original colors. So here I keep original for constructive elements and purple for references. Below, the option of temporarily displace my reference. So I could drag using the mouse. And second is reference on top. I will model again to see here some difference. So here the reference on top, I like to work in this way, so I just manage opacity and keep reference on top. Here we can show or hide like a slide sheet. So dragging from top or sides or bottom, you can manage it. And here the option of not showing fills. So you see the difference in the wall, not showing the background fills. And now looking on terrain, I click here in this story, and you can see that I have considered this corner as an origin point. So now I will place my references in this point. Go into underground floor. You realize that you may not drag a reference using the command Ctrl D. You need to click on this button, drag reference. And now click on this button here in the left corner and place on Archicad's origin point. So here I have my reference. I will erase these elements. So now, starting on underground floor, I choose the slab tool. Settings dialog. Slab thickness 12 centimeters. Level on home story is 0, and it's considering the slab top. Here in reference plane, I can choose it. So this 0 level is for the slab top. Building material is going to be reinforced concrete, structural. In floor plan and section, I'll keep the settings from my template. In model, I will turn on 3 surfaces and turn on also the padlock to change 3 materials at the same time. The concrete I want to use is not here yet. For a while, I choose concrete 02. And layer, I'll keep arc 4 structure. Okay. And using rectangular method, I will model the slab. First click here. I don't have a precision point here, so what I'm going to do is place the mouse in this point. Snap guide appears, and then I have the intersection point. I click and finalize the slab. I can see in 3D. It is not being displayed because it's on underground level below terrain surface. So pressing Ctrl L, I will temporarily close the existing terrain. Site existing. I will close this layer. Okay. But as I said, I want to use a different surface material. So go to Options, Element Attributes, Surfaces. Clicking New, you have New from Catalog. In Linked Libraries, Archicad Library 23, you access this folder with various materials. I will go to Concrete. And here I have many types of concrete. I will choose Concrete Light. OK. OK again. Selecting slab. This surface material is displayed into the list now. Concrete Light. OK. And I will do the same for sidewalks made with Mesh 2. So here I will come back with existing because I need to change the layers from sidewalks. I'll put it on Arc4 pavement. And again, I will close site existing. I will select these two meshes, adding selection with shift. And coming back here, I will put concrete light. Now, going to floor plan, I'm going to do the retaining walls. Select Wall Tool. In Settings dialog, I'll link wall height to ground floor. Considering the difference from wall top to the upper floor at 0, we have 289 centimeters. Wall thickness is going to be 30 centimeters. Floor plan and section, I'll keep the template settings. In model, with all surfaces turned on, I will choose concrete light. In layers, even being a wall, I'll put this element on Arc4 structure, because it is a structural element. Okay. I model the wall until this column. And after, until the circle, that is the bottom of the pool. And here I'll make a sequence of walls, so I'll change to chained walls. Starting here, I click on each point. And finalize here with a double click. Going back to slab, I will select the slab and create points to do this curvature. Selecting slab, so I will click on the edge. In the floating palette, we have insert new point, new node, and I'll click here and here. Click on the edge again. I'll select curve edge. And it's done. I'm gonna do curved walls. And wall settings remains as the same options chosen on last wall modeling. But to be sure that settings are the same, I can copy parameters using the eyedropper. Clicking here in eyedropper, I select the wall from which I want to copy settings. Click, and then I can draw the wall clicking on starting point. And at the end, here I will change to a simple wall, basic wall. I will select this element. In settings dialog, I change to 20 centimeters width, only in this wall, and clicking on the edge, I choose the option curve edge. And so I can do this curvature. You see that walls are not connected because reference lines are not connected. So clicking in the node, I'll select this wall. You can see this blue line that is the reference line. The command stretch. So here, with the reference lines connected, the elements are totally connected. I do the same here. But here you can see that clicking in the wall doesn't appear the option of stretch. So it is happening because this is a chained wall. This is a linked element. So I need to suspend group here, suspend groups. I'll press Ask and select. Now I can select only this wall individually. And clicking here, I have the option of stretch. Now I can extract and connect the walls. And after that I may return to group, turning off suspend groups. And now it is a chained wall again. Sometimes you can turn off the reference to see only your real project, and also in 3D. Well, I like to use in my preliminary design solid fills in cut elements. I will select the walls, holding Shift. I can add selection and go to floor plan and section in cut surfaces. I will override cut fill pans, both pans with 114. So my structure will have solid black fills. I will do the same for the slab. It's not being cut now, but when I create sections, will be select slab, floor plan and section, override cut fill pans, both 114. This curved wall, in fact, is going to be a full circle. Click in the node. We have this option, Angular Strat. And you see that it's not accepting to complete the circle. So what I'm going to do is copy parameters with eyedropper. I use eyedropper to copy, erase. And then I will create the wall again using circular geometry. Passing the mouse over the circle, a center point appears. Clicking on it, circle add, double click and finalize the form. To make columns, enter on column 2. Here on Archicad 23 we have some news about this tool. Now it's possible to do variable sections, but we're gonna see later. Starting in the column menu, I will define dimensions. I will turn off padlock, 20 by 100 centimeters. Column height, I will link to the upper floor, ground floor. Keeping offset 0, column height is 2 meters 89. Here we have the option of slanting the column, possibility to integrate finishes of composite walls. Here we have the reference axis of core, that is the insertion point 2. I'll keep in the center. And layer structure. Going to segment, we have profile options. And in model, I will turn on surfaces. And I will choose concrete light. In floor plan and section, 2D representation, I could use a symbol. Here we have the symbol type. So I should represent the axis in my structure. And other options, I'll keep plain. Classification and properties, the same information for all tools. I'll click OK. I will insert the columns using the reference. So here I put this first column. Ctrl-Shift-D, I will drag a copy to do the other columns. Here, I need to rotate the object, Ctrl-E. I'll copy again. And now I'll put solid fills. I can easily select the columns, adding selection with Shift, but I'm gonna show you another method to select. Marking column 2. You can press Ctrl-A, and all columns in the floor will be selected. Go to floor plan and section. override cut fill pans. Override both 114 so here I have the structure in solid fills. I can check in 3D. It's lacking just the column beside retaining wall. In floor plan, I will copy parameters using the eyedropper. And I'll change just dimensions. I'll put 6 by 6. And this column is bigger because we have transition beams here to support pillars from the upper floor. Now we're going to do beams. Go to Beam Tool on Settings dialog. We have dimensions. In these transition beams, a heavier profile is necessary. So here I'll put 50 centimeters height, 60 width. Here we have the beam top level. I'll put 2 and 89. Here we have the slanting options, curve, reference axis. In segment, we have profile options. Holder could make holes to pass pipes and ducts. Floor planning section includes projection mode. We have here some symbolic options, classification and properties, and layer, I'll keep structure. I'll just come back to segment and I'll change the surfaces. I will turn on all surfaces. And I'll put concrete light on all faces. Okay, I'll model the beam using this axis as reference. For the next beam, I'll change the width to 40 centimeters. I'm gonna use this column axis as reference. Here I need to connect the beams at the center. And here I could use the commands of stretch beam. I'll copy parameters and I'll just change to 20 centimeters to do the next. Here I'll do Ctrl-Shift-D to drag a copy. I can adjust using stretch. And I keep doing this modeling. Here I could make another beam. And to finalize here, we have these two beams. I'll select them, Ctrl-Shift-D. And now I can check on 3D. So here we have the structure of the underground floor. So this was the class 8. Hope you have enjoyed. Until next time, bye bye.